What's up, guys? I wanted to give a quick update on some Bears injury news and rumors. Let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, Keenan Allen is not going to be traded. Apparently, the rumor started from an NFL insider, but let's think about this. Last year, the Bears started the season 2-6, and we still traded for Montez Sweat. Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus are ready to win, and trading away Keenan Allen does not help us win. We do not need to take away weapons from Caleb Williams. That is just not smart. First off, he's still capable of being one of the best slot receivers in the NFL. He's gotten off to a slow start, but he can still be elite. But on top of that, his trade value right now is at an all-time low. Why on earth would we give him away? It doesn't make sense, and I don't know why anyone would believe that. But to further that point, maybe Poles could be looking to bring in a player later this year. I'll talk more about that in just a minute. But moving on, the Bears could have some reinforcements on the way in the form of injured players coming back. Larry Borom, Jacob Martin, and Patrick Skells are eligible to be reinstated from the injured reserve starting today. The team can open a 21-day practice window for each player before activating them, so we could see Borom and Jacob Martin back at practice tomorrow. The team can let the players practice for up to 3 weeks before they have to reactivate them, so it really depends on how healthy these guys are. Larry Borom has a chance to come back and battle for the swing tackle job. While that really doesn't excite me, I do think this team needs more depth on this offensive line, and Borom returning to practice would at least give Karan Amagaji some competition and a chance to prove where he's at. And then on defense, we could be getting Jacob Martin back, who was having a really good first week of training camp before he got hurt. I would be interested to know where he's at health-wise. We can never have too many pass rushers, and Martin could give this defensive line another boost if he returns. I will say in order to activate both of these guys, we would have to cut someone from the roster. But right now, the Bears do have one extra spot on the 53, so they might be planning to activate one of these guys soon. After placing tight end Steven Carlson on the injured reserve on Sunday, the Bears have one open roster spot since they have not replaced him yet, meaning a move could be coming very soon. If Patrick Skells is healthy, the team would probably just release Scott Daly, who's been our long snapper so far this season, but another player who could be coming back soon is offensive lineman Ryan Bates. He's eligible to return after this week's Panthers game. Bates is probably the most important player that is on IR right now. He could potentially push Coleman Shelton for the starting center spot, but at the very least would give us a solid backup on the interior of this line. Bates could also make a play for that right guard spot. Keep an eye on him returning next week. Two other players that are missing time right now but are not on the injured reserve are Zach Pickens and Terrell Smith. Hopefully both of these guys can return to practice this week as well. While neither one is a starter, both are important backups. On top of that, Zach Pickens has played very well in his limited reps this season. I'm excited for him to return. And then as far as Ryan Poles potentially trading for another player, I will say while it's usually very rare for an offensive lineman to get traded during the season, it is possible that if a team is eliminated from the playoffs and starts looking towards the future, they could part with a starting player for a draft pick. But that player also has to be a fit and it has to make sense. But there is one interesting name to watch out there. It's Miami Dolphins left tackle Terron Armstead. He is one of the best left tackles in all of football, and he will be 34 years old next year and has cap hits of over $22 million the next 2 years. If Tua doesn't return and the Dolphins turn their focus towards rebuilding, Armstead is an interesting player to keep an eye on. He would instantly upgrade our offensive line, and Karana Megaji could develop behind him. The Bears could trade a draft pick or maybe even include Braxton Jones. I'm not trying to start rumors or anything, but he is a player to keep an eye on if the Dolphins keep losing. And with the rumors of the Keenan Allen trade swirling all week, I wanted to remind people that if Ryan Poles did make a trade, he's probably going to try to upgrade this roster. He's not going to be trading away talent on this team. But everything feels better during a victory week. We turn our attention to the Panthers on Sunday, hoping to get another win. I have a ton more content on the way. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned. And until next time, bear down.